Okay, guys, we're the home team. We're going to pick night, and we're going to do clear skies. Please say someone. Oh, we got Nolan Ryan pitching. What I was gonna do is just quit out the game until I got Nolan Ryan or Yu Darvish. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna man mode it and put all the Rangers pitchers in, and if I get unlucky and get the bronze one, I literally have a 1 in 5 chance. I think that's like a 20% chance to get each particular pitcher. But this guy has a pretty decent team. He has Justin Verlander pitching. Eh. We're obviously the Rangers. Our logo is actually the Rangers logo. If you can see, it's right there on the side. And you have what's supposed to be the Rangers logo in the middle. It looks nothing like the real logo, but, I think they should change their logo to mine, just because mine is such a good logo, but I actually don't think that a logo, in all seriousness, I don't think that logo would be that hard to make. Oh, I forgot to put the thing back on. My logo is so bad. Oh gosh, what did I do? Oh, okay. No, 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 no. I want. Okay, that's right. See, you change your pitching thing from one thing to meter, and then every single thing gets screwed up because you go too fast. And actually, while I'm editing video, well, not editing, while I'm rendering videos out, I'm trying to get that trophy for "You're My Boy" Blue and the RBI trophy. It's actually a lot harder than it looks. If you have any tips on getting them, let me know. I've been on the website to see how to get the trophies, and I mean, it says it's a luck-based trophy, which I believe, but there's got to be a way to increase your chances of getting it. And then the 7 RBIs, that's just going to come from playing the game. There's nothing you can do to get that one. And I'm probably gonna jinx myself by saying this, and if I do, then I'm gonna be upset. But my mic, I was doing a road to the show, and I noticed that my mic was popping, and I was like, okay, we gotta figure out what this is. So I thought it was my PlayStation. So, but obviously I can't turn my PlayStation off because that would, kind of ruin the recording. So I was like, that can't be it. I'm gonna hope that's not it. So I was like, is it my fan? My window unit. So I went and I turned my window unit off, and it was still happening. So I was like, "Is it my fan?" So I turned my fan off, and sure enough, that was it. You know, and my fan is still on. See, I don't know if y'all are like me, but if y'all are like me, you like your room super cold at night. And yeah, my fan's on, so I gotta go turn that off real quick. This guy tried to scumbag me while I was up turning my fan off. Whoa! Look at this guy's jersey. That is super hard to focus on the ball. Look at his legs whenever he pitches. And his back. That is weird. Huh. There we go. I'm not sure if you guys have ever used Sensu Chu, but he is by far probably in my top 15 favorite players to use on this game. He just always seems to get solid contact. Now Elvis Andrus, on the other hand, eh. Whenever he was a gold card, I used him for probably close to 30 games, and I hit 1 home run with him. That's how bad either I am with him or just he is in general. Oh, he's safe. Don't even try him. Can you get the "You're My Boy" Blue trophy in Road to the Show? I'm not sure if you can. Uh-oh. Here we go. We got big boy Prince Fielder up to bat. I wonder if Prince Fielder will ever get an inside the park home run in his career. I think it's possible. My boy Prince has got some speed on him. Don't talk about my boy Prince like that. I know he's a big man, but and what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna just use this whole entire video, just because oh crap, that's not good. Whew. I almost goofed. I did that last episode in my last pack and play. But alright, here we go. We got Josh Hamilton. He threw it high last time. See if he does it again. Oh, he's getting a little gutsy. Getting a little gutsy. Throwing a high fastball to Josh Hamilton like that. He got him with that slider. And then he does like a weird low pitch, right? Like, see, I hit it right there, but who's at first? Who's at first, buddy? Ah, oh, no! That was a good play by him. Really good play. But yeah, I hope that popping stopped. Okay, here we go. Change up. We're gonna throw that low change up. I hope we can win this game because I'm not expecting to win. Just because I'm playing with the Rangers. The Rangers don't win games, although they're not doing terrible this season. But they're not doing good either. So they were doing really good at the beginning of the season, but then they lost Yu Darvish and they kind of downclined a little bit. But the team isn't Yu Darvish. Prince Fielder's really stepped up this year, so I think last year he got injured with a neck injury or something like that. So lucky to come back. But I don't know what it is about this guy, but he just does not like Nolan Ryan's changeup. See, he hit it that time, but the other two times he just kind of whiffed it. Ooh. And guys, I also have a question. Back in the beginning of MLB, I couldn't find a good second baseman, so I used my custom player at second base. But then I was watching some videos and everybody was using their custom player at catcher because you could put the arm strength to 99. So I was like, shoot, I'm gonna put him at catcher. So I was looking up second basemen, and at this time, this just tells you how long ago this was. The only gold second baseman were Jose Altuve, and then there was a diamond, which was Robinson Cano, and there was somebody named off the A's named something Zobrit, I think. But the other day I was like, I haven't seen anybody use him for a long time. Like, where'd he go? So I go through and I look, and I could not find him on the second baseman page. If I don't think I just missed him. So that was a great hit. Oh, he's gonna catch it though. No, he's not either. All right, who's this? That's got to be his custom player, because that's an awfully weird shaped second baseman. Oh, go back to first. I goofed. I would have made it to second too. See how fast that man was running? Okay, here we go. Adrian Beltre. I hate hitting with him, I'm not gonna lie. He's gonna throw it out. Yeah, I told you. If he'd have put that tag on me real quick, I'd have been out. Come on, bud, right there. Right there, right down the middle. I might aim a little bit high, though. Do it low. Right, here we go, we're gonna steal. There we go. Oh, we got to third. Sweet. How we did that, I have no idea. But now we cannot mess up. We have to at least get a base hit with Adrian. We're going to swing with contact and hope we can get... Aw, man. Throw a high fastball or something like that. Oh, the ball glitched. You saw that. The game tried to screw me over. Thankfully, it didn't happen. See, I'm expecting him to throw the high fastball. Oh, there we go. I'm at least getting home off this, so... Unless... Okay. If I'm not mistaken, that is Yoenis Cespedes, too. And if you saw last year, he made a spectacular throw from the outfield to get the guy out at home. If I'm not mistaken, they did a sports science thing on it and said that the chances of him actually hitting home plate is like percentage, like 1 point something percent or something like that. Because he threw it like over 100 miles an hour, and they were making a big deal because there's some major league pitchers who can't throw over 100 miles an hour, and he's an outfielder straight slinging. All right, here we go, Nolan Ryan. Ooh, that four seam had some movement on it. Y'all see that? Nolan Ryan getting just a little bit under it, but he did rock that one. You see that? Nolan Ryan's trying to give me a little bit of a little message. Ooh, who is this? Gardy? And if you guys haven't seen my Legends game, I highly suggest that you go check it out. It's actually a pretty good episode, but after that game, I have pretty much confirmed that if you don't do the collections for Legends, buying Legends off the market they aren't worth it. Like, I've used Nolan Ryan, Phil Niekro, and about 13, I'm just kidding, not 13, but probably literally about 8 other, well, I made a full team out of them, so, except for 2, I have 3 pitchers, and I have 7 fielders, no, I'll just count the pitcher, 6 fielders, and 3 pitchers, so, if I can add right, that's 9, yeah, 6 plus 3 is 9, I've used 9 legends out of all of them. Now, granted, I haven't used Rod Carew, which is a good one. I haven't used Ozzie Smith, which I know he was good like in real life, and I haven't used Ted Williams, but they're just not worth it. I mean, I guess if you really want to go spend 300,000 stubs, how you get that many stubs blows my mind. But you know, if you can get that many stubs, I mean, whew, congratulations. I wish I was as lucky as you. And another thing is if you get a legend after the game, the chances of that have to be super super rare, like 0.5%, because I can't even get a silver half the time. So getting a legend, which I've seen some people get Mike Trout, so I mean that's not really that. Ooh, see if he hits this spot again. Don't disrespect you, baby. Or not you, Sensu Chu. Is that going out of here? Uh, wait. Wow. I want to see something real quick, guys. So I hit that 371 feet. Gosh. Okay, so that's 377. What is this right here? 349. So I hit it about right here, which, just to make myself sound cool, I'm going to say that's about 30 feet. Not 30 feet, about 20 feet maybe. So I barely hit that one over. Like, oh, I almost just quit. What in the world am I doing? Whew, that would have been bad. Here we go. You ready? Right down the middle. Do I know people or what? I mean, that wasn't right down the middle, but it was in, like, this middle. I should be a mind reader, because I just know what people are going to do. He's going to throw a low 12-6 curve or a low slider. Okay. I got the low part right. My visions are a little bit messed up. Just a little bit, though. Not too bad. Ooh. Whoa, Elvis. Hold that swing back, buddy. I'm super excited to do my setup video. I don't know, it's just something about the setup. Like, I've always liked, ever since I started getting into YouTube, I've always wanted every YouTuber I've watched to do a setup video. And for some reason, there's some YouTubers that I watch that haven't done a setup video, and they have, a whole bunch of subscribers, and I'm like, let everybody know what you're rocking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you'll throw it high. You ready? Here we go. High fastball. No, it's not. Whoa, Justin Verlander with the reactions. Quick story, back whenever I used to play baseball, it was coach pitch, and if you don't know where I live anyways, you can't play rec coach pitch, so we were like, well, whenever you play travel baseball, you have two options. You can either do coach pitch or machine pitch, and that year the people were like, you know what, let's not do, machine pitch, we're just going to do coach pitch, which, if you think about it, is super, super dangerous, because you got a coach sitting on the mound, literally lobbing the ball up to you so you can hit it as hard as possible, and the coach is like 3 feet away from you. So, I mean, he's putting himself in a pretty rough spot. So my dad, he was the coach, and he decided, he was going to be the pitcher for the team. So he had pitched, a lot of games. So he had kind of gotten used to it. That initial fear of getting hit by the ball wasn't there anymore. So we're playing a tournament game, and it's against these kids who, now, keep in mind, these kids are like, it was the Little League World Series, not like the one that y'all are used to seeing, but Prince Fielder would have caught that. Not the Little League World Series that y'all are thinking of, like the big one, but it was like a little, like a kid pitch World Series. There was a whole bunch of teams from all over the South, and we went to Texas to play. No, it was Louisiana, and a team from Texas came, and these kids were. They had to have lied about their birth certificates. These kids were literally taller than I am now, which I'm not very tall right now, but still. They were taller than I am right now, and I was like, how old was I? 7, 8 maybe? Like, I was super young. So my dad was like, well, we're just going to have fun. So, I'm up to play, if your dad's coach, your dad's trying to, like, coach you and be like, come on, you got this, don't let these big kids, scare you. So I get up to plate, or to the bat, or to the plate, and he throws me the pitch, and I just swing as hard as I could. That's how I've always batted. I've never been able to really, if you can hit well, you know that it's really hard to explain how you make contact with the ball. You just kind of like know where to put your bat, and I've always known where to put the bat, but I've always had troubles making it go fair. I either am too early or too late, but this time I was dead on, and literally in the blink of an eye, The next thing I know, I hear tink, and after I hear that tink, the ball smacked my dad right in the stomach, and he was sitting there, and I hit the ball. I was like, okay, well I hit the ball. All I heard was that noise, and I took off to first base, and then I looked to my left to look at my third base coach, and I see my dad on the ground. I was like, oh, that's not good. Like, what happened? And yeah, I hit him in the stomach. So after that, every coach that, even the other team's coach, they were scared to pitch. So you know, which I'd have been scared if I was that coach too. They got these big old boys swinging bats out here. And another story, a tournament after that, it was my second Little League World Series that we went to. We were actually a pretty good travel team. Um, we actually went to Texas this time. That's why I was thinking of Texas. It was it wasn't a World Series tournament. It was a tournament, but it was like a big tournament that you win a lot of money for if you win. And my dad was like, "Hey, why not just do it? Let's just have some fun and raise the money, so we're not. It's not. We're not paying out of pocket and stuff like that." So I was like, "Okay." I was just happy because at this age, I was like, I just want to play. That's all I want to do. So we get there, and literally, whenever I tell you that these people from Texas roll up in a charter bus, that's cool. They're rolling up in a charter bus. This charter bus had their team logo on it, like spray painted on it. And then they had a trailer behind with all their bags in. So they were like, you know what? We don't care. We don't want to carry all of our baseball bags on the charter bus with us. We'll be uncomfortable. We're just gonna put a trailer behind our charter bus. So, we were pretty intimidated at that. We haven't even seen the kids get off the bus yet. Now, keep in mind, we are under 10 years old. I quit, like, I almost said competitive, playing too much CS:GO. I quit travel whenever I was like 9 or 10, and so I'm 9 or 10 years old. I maybe weigh 75 pounds, super, super skinny. And, these kids get off the bus, and I swear to you, they look like my high school baseball team. They're all like 6 foot, all super, super ripped. And I'm like, Dad, I didn't know the big kids were playing. And he was like, those aren't the big kids. Those are the team we're playing against. And they were our first team. It was a wooden bat tournament. It was the first wooden bat tournament we've ever played in, and we didn't know it was a wooden bat tournament, so we had to go buy wooden bats. But so if you've ever used a wooden bat before, you know that it is super, super top heavy. Obviously, because that's where the fat part of the bat is. It's super, super top heavy, and it's actually really hard to swing because whenever you're that young, you don't have enough muscle built up. I guess the only way I can explain it. So whenever you swing, you got the momentum going your way. But as soon as you get to a certain point, I'm actually trying to show y'all, but I don't have a webcam, so I can't show you what I'm talking about. Whenever you get to a certain point, that bat catches up with like the momentum and the speed, and you're not strong enough to hold it back. So you're not getting as much power as you possibly can. You can't like go through your swing, so you're kind of like swinging like strange. So our three coaches were trying to teach all of us, how to control it a little bit. And needless to say, these kids. So like I said, they're like all 6 foot, 5'7". They're super big. These kids, literally, this was a kid pitch though, so we were. I was never a pitcher. I've never been good at that. I've always been scared the ball's gonna hit me in the face. But the pitchers up there pitching, literally like back to back. These kids are just crack, 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 hitting the fence, going over the fence, and we're like, we've never even seen a ball go over the fence. This is the time whenever you want your coach to get up there and he's like, "All right, guys, if we have a good practice today, I'll show you that I can hit the ball over the fence." Like that's how young we were. So these kids are hitting them over the fence, and we're getting excited. We're like, "Come on, keep on hitting them over the fence." Yeah, it was fun. Actually, one tournament, it was the World Series that I was talking about. We were playing a game and we had a coach, and he was like, the fence was actually if you play like rec, the fence is like well, if you're about, I guess I can say the fence is about 4.5 foot tall. I guess that's how I would say that, like 4.5 foot. Uh, I'm really bad with heights, so I don't know like exactly how tall it is. All I know is whenever I played rec, my head was just over the thing. Like I couldn't see over the fence. I was at that perfect height to where my head was looking at the little yellow railing that they put on there, so you don't like hurt yourself. Um, but it was a little bit taller than that. The fence was about 6 foot tall, and the coach was like, "If we win this game, I'll jump completely over that fence for y'all." So we were like, I want to see you jump over that fence. I don't think you can jump over that fence. And I didn't think he'd think we were going to win because these kids were good too. And we ended up winning the game. We crushed the team. Like, they were having a bad game though. They were obviously were super super tired. They they just didn't come to play. They probably had played a lot, practiced a lot before the game, something like that. They weren't all there. But ooh, I wanted to hit that out of here with Nolan. He managed to hurdle the fence. Like, yeah, this is like a 6 foot tall fence, and he was the guy that did it. The coach was he was probably close to 6 foot, and he just straight. He was like, "Okay, guys, well." So we got in the huddle and we like talked about what went wrong, what went good, and stuff like that. And he just straight ran over there and jumped the fence. We were like, "Cool, appreciate that." I didn't think he was gonna make it over the fence, but I was impressed whenever I saw him hop that fence. I was like, "Wow, that's pretty neat." And I haven't really been talking much about the gameplay. Just been kind of talking about past experience for travel. But hey, it's all good. It's fun just sitting here chilling. Whew. Guys, that changeup is just too nasty. He can't handle Nolan Ryan's changeup. Which I don't blame him. Nolan Ryan's a freaking beast. I have an idea, guys. Whenever that Martin guy comes up, I want to bunt. And look at that. Look how many left-handers the Rangers have. They have 3 right-handers. Obviously, Nolan Ryan doesn't play anymore. Is Nolan Ryan still alive? I gotta look. I was gonna look it up, but I can't now. I don't know when he played. I just know that he played and he throws like 100 miles an hour. That's probably why whenever I throw this changeup right here, you can't catch up to it. I'm gonna look it up right now if Nolan Ryan's still alive. Oh, I'm trying to strike this man out. It's just not working for me though. Guys, don't text and not text. Don't look things on the internet while playing MLB because you throw pitches right down the middle like I just did. If he hits this out, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Is Nolan Ryan still alive? If you write "is Nolan Ryan" and put S, it says the first thing to pop up is Nolan Ryan still alive. Right. Okay, let's look. Okay. Deadoraliveinfo.com. Are you serious? It says he's still alive in 2007, so unless something happened recently and he passed. Which has pictures in color on this game, so he's not that old. I've always wanted to use David Wright. Like his batting stance, everything about him just seems like he'd be a good player to use. And that's why I don't like Elvis Andrus too. You think I'm just saying that just because of that right there? Whenever I used him, he's really good if the ball's hit to him, like he doesn't whiff it a lot like that. But it seems like a lot of the times he just like balls like that. If he would have reacted and went to the ball, there's no reason that he couldn't have caught that mid-flight. I know it's probably going pretty fast, but okay. We're gonna keep the ball right here. Got Josh Reddick up to bat. We're gonna try to strike this man out real quick. Hopefully this isn't a bad pitch. Ooh, ooh, ooh. He's gonna try to steal with the guy on first. I can feel it. Ooh. I wonder if Nolan Ryan will do that little step thing. If you didn't know, if you hold R2, you pitch it so that you don't like do like a full wind. Oh, you little. You pitch it so you don't do like a full wind up, just so like if the people go to steal, you can get a little bit of a jump on them. That's how you do the see what I did there challenge too. If you didn't know that. Ooh, that was a nasty curveball. Not where I wanted to go, but oh, still can't get that changeup. That changeup's just let's throw a running fastball. Go outside the zone a little bit. I thought that was gonna be perfectly the way I want it. And guys, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am really hungry right now. And you know what I'm craving? I'm not sure if any of y'all know what this is. If you do, let me know in the comment section below. But in Logan's Roadhouse, it's like a steakhouse, and like their thing is like you eat peanuts and you like spit them on the floor. And if I just hit a home run right there, I'm done. If he would have missed that, I would have laughed so hard. And They have the best rolls. And actually, speaking of rolls, there's a place called Lambert's in Mobile, Alabama. If you don't know where that is, it's like in the south, on the coast, I guess. I don't know where Mobile is geographically. Is that how you say that? But I know Mobile's next to Mississippi, and Mississippi's next to Louisiana. So that's a little bit of a geography for you if you didn't know that. I'm sure y'all did. But, aw, see that's unfair. You can't play that far back. Um, I wonder if they shift like that in the actual game. I feel that wouldn't be a good idea because like if you know how like your coach whenever like you pitch to him, he can like kind of hit it where he wants to. He just kind of like if I'm Josh Hamilton, I'm just gonna whenever he pitches a ball, I'm gonna change my batting stance real quick, or not whenever he pitches it, because you don't have that much time. If you've ever been to a professional baseball game, you know you have like no time to react. You have to pretty much just look and see if you think it's gonna be a strike or not, and swing just based off like your first initial look. But like I would train myself to smack one into left field. But honestly, if people did a shift on me like that, I would screw with them so bad. I would go out of my way to learn how to bat. Like if I'm left-handed, I would learn how to bat right-handed, and I would just screw with the pitcher. Actually, you know how like if you know you're like a different kind of handed ambidextrous. How do you say that? Something like that. Um, pitchers they'll like they can like switch the gloves super fast. I wonder if there's ever been like a game where they've switched the gloves and the batter just switched positions in the batter's box. It just did that repeatedly. That'd be pretty funny to see actually. And I feel like it would be forever like going. Like the pitcher obviously wants the best, the best thing. So the pitcher's not going to stop. If I would assume the pitcher wouldn't want to stop because the pitcher, cares a little bit more about his ERA than the batter does the batting average. Because if you think about it, one bad game won't affect you that much. They play like 100 something games, so what is it, 168? That's just a number off the top of my head, but if it is actually right, I'm gonna look it up real quick. If y'all don't like me looking stuff up in the middle of games, make sure to let me know. But I actually do think it is 168. How many games are? Oh man, I gotta pitch. Who's this? Is this the guy that I was just talking about that I've never seen? Who are you? Vote. Who are you? What do you play? I don't know. You know what? If I had to keep up with everybody's position, I'd be broke. How many games are in a baseball season? There we go, right there. Didn't even have to type the rest of it. 162. Oh my gosh, I was 6 off. Wow, that's cool. But if you think about it though, I know Major League Baseball players get paid a lot, but do you really think that it's worth it? I mean, obviously, yeah, you're getting paid bank, but if you think about it, how busy are you gonna be? Because if, like, this really hit me because whenever I was younger, I was like, yeah, I get to play MLB and I have a whole bunch of games to play, but I was on seasons like 3 years ago on 2K, whenever it was a thing, and I was like, they literally have 1 day off at a time, and sometimes they have two, and I'm sure they have to practice on those days. So on the off season, I mean, you don't have any time to spend your money. Like you make all that money, but honestly, if I ever make a whole bunch of money doing stuff like sports or something like that, if I for some reason decide to go into sports, I'm going to have a super nice car. See, I'm one of those people that I really like cars. I don't really necessarily care about my house. Perfectly fine with an apartment or even like a small house that's like in a little neighborhood, but I don't want to be in a big neighborhood just because I don't like all that traffic, like people walking outside and stuff like that. Like that's like sketchy. Like I used to live in a neighborhood that was right by a middle school, and it wasn't a neighborhood, but like it was just kind of like a whole bunch of houses without a neighborhood. It was all called one thing, but it was a huge area. So, um, like there was a whole bunch of different people that lived up in there. You got your normal people. You're gonna have that everywhere, but you're also gonna have those strange people. And we didn't live in like I don't know the best way to put this. We didn't live in the hood, if you understand what I'm saying. Like we didn't live in like the bad part of town, but there was parts in my neighborhood that was bad. If you understand what I'm talking about, you'll know what I mean. But this guy's AJ Pollock isn't doing good, 0 for 3 today. But people used to always walk outside, and I used to always be so sketched out. Like Ooh. I actually have a story that I want to tell y'all for another video. Actually, it's a really scary story. I think I've already told it though. Yeah, I've already told it. I told that in, like the very beginning of my YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it though, I'll go ahead and tell it right now just because I've already told it. Not too long ago, it was at the beginning of summer. So we got out of school a little late this year because our school decided they wanted to save a little bit of money and cut down on AC cost. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you think about it, like cut down on AC costs or I don't know. It's just gonna be summer whenever you start it back up. Oh, throw him out, baby, or not. Wow, you peckerhead. What are you doing with yourself? Oh yeah, this guy's gonna make it to third. That was a perfect hit. Um. Oh man, that got my thought off track. That was a beautiful hit. I mean, how more perfect could that hit have been? He literally hit it as far as possible without it going over to right field. Obviously, if he had hit over, it would have been more perfect. But 96 pitches? What the heck? You know what I have noticed about Nolan Ryan though? I've pitched in like 115 pitches with him before, and he's perfectly fine. Like that right there. Like he's throwing 96 miles an hour with 100 pitches. So Nolan Ryan's an absolute monster. And actually, if you've never done a challenge like this or played with a bad team, I really suggest you try it. Don't just play with a full gold slash diamond team if you have that. Like, if you have a full diamond team, I don't know. You were just like, you know what you're doing, obviously. And do y'all realize what just happened? I'm just making fools look dumb out here. What are you talking about? Ooh. He threw them all low last time. Let's put the thing a little bit low. And he throws a high slider. Why in the world would you throw a high slider to my catcher? And then he throws a high fastball. If he throws another fastball again, I'm going to look like an idiot, but I'm going to put it low. There's no way he's throwing another high pitch. Told you, but I still look like an idiot because I swung at a pitch in the dang dirt. But anyways, oh yeah, the story. At the beginning of summer, wait, I got to concentrate. I'm sorry, guys. I got to jack one out of here with Nolan Ryan. You ready? Here we go. We're going to swing with power, baby. He's going to throw it right here. You little weasel. Just throw it right down the middle. At least he's throwing fastballs. I got to give you props for that one. At least you're not like the other people who throw freaking slurves and stuff. Your pitcher just literally can't hit a slurve. It's just like a thing. It doesn't happen. Don't be tricky now. He's gonna throw a, oh, he doesn't have a changeup or a curveball. Okay. Anyways, at the beginning of summer, I was bringing my friend home, and I needed some gas for my car. So I was like, I didn't have any cash on me, so I was gonna go by the bank and test out to see if I knew my PIN number. So we're driving to the bank, and the road that we're on, there's two lanes, but one lane goes off to a bridge, and the other lane goes straight. So, and there's like a bowling alley and a movie theater. So everybody who goes there always forgets what lane to go into because it's super confusing. And this guy in a white van, which kind of, it's kind of like, ooh, white van, like 2-year-old scared type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like this guy was in a white van. And whenever I saw him, like, he was super weird looking. Like, you ever seen somebody, you're just like, you are creepy. Like, I do not want to meet you anywhere without an adult. But, he was pointing, like, to the front of my car, and I was like, okay, I guess he just wants to get over. So, I made the mistake of making with him. And if your parents have never told you, I'm telling you right now, and learn from my mistakes. If anybody ever if anybody's ever, like, trying to look at you while you're driving, don't make eye contact with them. Just look away, act like you don't see them, and just keep on driving. But don't drive to your house. Like, well, I'm not going to tell you that, but just make sure that you're not going to corner yourself, because if they are following you, you just want to stay where there's a lot of people. So stay on busy roads, busy highways, and stuff like that, because nobody's going to try to pull anything on you. And if, just say something happens, just pull up and park right next to a cop. Like, that's what I would do. Just park right next to a cop, because obviously he's going to go away if you're next to a cop, So, just my little tip of the day. But anyways, so he's sitting there, and, he points in front of my car. So, like I said, made the mistake, made eye contact with him, and I was like, I motioned my hand. I did like the universal sign for you can get in front of me, kind of like wiggled my fingers, and you know, he was like, he shook his head no, and he spun his finger around like roll down your window, and I looked at my friend, and I could feel my face go pale. How scared I was. I was like, dude, he's like telling me to roll down my window. Like I'm not rolling down my window. Like like he wasn't out of his van or anything, but it was just kind of weird the fact that he asked me to roll down my window. So I I was like, okay, so we gotta do something here. Like, we're not going to the bank. Sorry, dude, but we're going back to my house for a minute. I gotta, calm down a little bit. So it was about 3:30, and I don't like to drive at night just 'cause like, the freaks come out at night, and he so I'm driving, and I have like a small four-door car, so I obviously have the advantage whenever it comes to maneuverability because he's in a van. So I pull forward as soon as the light turns green. I'm like, okay, we gotta think of something. So I'm pulling up. I don't put my blinker on. Of course, I made sure it was safe. I'm not gonna freaking put anybody in danger. But there was nobody coming, and there never is anybody coming. So I was I was happy nobody was coming at this time because that's one of those things. You try to do something and someone would come at that point in time, but nobody was there. So I turned a hard left, and he couldn't like react in time. So there's two entrances. If you've ever been in it was like a bowling alley, jumping center, stuff like that. So he couldn't, make that turn in time. So he made another turn, and that's whenever I was like it really hit me that he's following us. So I was like, oh crap, like this is not good. Like he's gonna try to, get us. So I was like, okay, well I gotta do something here. So I turned, and literally, whenever I say I gassed it, I was on a back road, and I was going about freaking 50 miles an hour in a 25. Like, I was flying. So, whenever I found my turn, I slowed down, and I was going slow and stuff like that. And I made this mistake, too. I went down a whole bunch of back roads, and I wasn't 100% sure where I was going. You always need to know where you're going. So, and I'm at 118 pitches with Nolan Ryan. So, we, um, we pull up to my house, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna sit here for a little bit. Like, I can't, it's gonna be a little bit too much if I go out right now. So it was about 5 minutes that went by, and I was like, all right, I'm ready, let's go. I got 11 strikeouts that game, wow. So I'm driving along, and I had to fill up at gas, but I wasn't going back down that same road. I was, traumatized. So I took a detour, and we go to the gas station, and literally, I'm sitting here filling up on gas, and my friend tells me, he's like, you're really like sketched out, aren't you? I was like, I am. That was scary. So, if that's ever happened to you, just know that it happens. Just gotta know how to handle it. But hope you enjoyed this episode. This is gonna be a really long episode. I might have to cut it a little bit, but actually no, I'm gonna upload the whole episode. So if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating or a comment down in the description, and if you like it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.